Hi, welcome to the Blue Countertop. In this video, we're going to be going over knives, but in this channel, the Blue Countertop, we're going to be reviewing different, cooking tips and tricks, different recipes, and gadgets in the kitchen. We're just going to be having fun, sharing, thoughts and ideas, and trying to learn from fellow YouTubers. Just having a good time. So for our first video, bear with me. I'm doing it all in one take off of an iPhone. So there's going to be no editing. So if I pause or sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, just bear with me. I apologize. And yeah, this being our first video, please like the video, please share it, please like the page, please follow us. It'll be interesting to see if this can take off and what we can accomplish with it. So to get started, I figured we'd go over one of the more common questions when it comes to cooking. That's knives. And it's probably one of the most important tools in any kitchen, what kind of knife you use. So to get started, I figured we'll go over the knives that I have in my kitchen and maybe show you some ideas, tips, tricks, if you're going to be in the market for buying knives, maybe some things to avoid. So looking at the knives, you can probably tell very quickly that none of them are from the same manufacturer. Actually, I do have two Mercers, however, they're from different model lines, so no two are like identical. And that was on purpose. I'm not a huge fan of the knife sets available to the consumers today. If you go to any retailer like Macy's or Sears, you're gonna find a knife set probably in like the $150 to $200 range. It's gonna come with a really nice wooden block. It's gonna come with steak knives. It's gonna come with every knife under the sun. And you know what? You're probably not going to need half of those knives, and all of those knives are not of good quality. 9 times out of 10, they're cheap, stamped Chinese steel. They're not built very well, and they won't last very long. So when you're looking for knives, I suggest doing it one-to-one, buying one knife at a time, and really considering what you're going to need that knife for, why you want that knife. Because that's the easiest way to build a knife set is to sort of build it as you need it. The first knife that I would always recommend anyone to get is the 8-inch chef's knife, which is right here. In all honesty, this is probably the only knife you're going to quote unquote need. This is the most versatile knife in any kind of kitchen. And you can do any kind of task with this knife, from paring to slicing to carving, chopping, dicing. This knife can do it all. And if you can't do it with this knife, you probably can't do that task. So this is a Mercer Genesis series. This is a great knife. I've had this about 9 months. I hone it before and after. I use it each time, honing on a honing steel. And it's still razor sharp. So, I mean, this knife can probably go another 6 to 9 months. Without being sharpened. So, a year and a half time frame of, maintaining that razor sharp out of the box blade. That denotes, a high quality knife to me. So this is something that you're not going to be able to find at Macy's, at Target, Walmart. The NSF logo is, used for, pro grade kitchen, equipment. It's not a denote of, quality. It's the National Sanitation Foundation. I don't even know. It's for sanitation. It's just, it qualifies for use in a professional kitchen for sanitation purposes. NSF does nothing to do with quality. It's just for sanitation. But when you see that sign, it's probably a item that's made for professional use. So look at the item, make sure that it's built well. And one of the first things that you're going to notice on a well-built knife is you see the lines going horizontally here. You see those lines? You only get those lines through one process when making a knife, and that's forging. So a forged knife is going to have those lines, and you'll see those lines on this knife. You see they're going horizontally here. That's forging marks from the stamp, and they're forging the knives. That is probably one of the most important aspects of any high quality knife, is that it's forged. Stamped steel will not hold the edge well, and it will not be as sharp as forged. Forged steel is definitely harder. The treatments that they apply to it increase its strength and tensity. So the blade can be sharpened much easier, and it stays sharper longer. So starting over here, you can see that this is a 10-inch chef's knife. This was actually a gift. This is a German Hinkle. The price of this knife is probably more than all 4 of these knives combined. And I would take all 4 of these knives any day of the week over this. I love this knife, I really do, but it's, it's cumbersome at 10 inches. It can be, a little difficult to, do the finer work. And that knife really can't do anything that this 8-inch chef's knife can't do. So yeah, the price of this one knife is around $120, $130, depending on where you're buying it. And all of these knives, these 4, can be had for under $100. This is a Japanese chopping knife, a Sentoku. You can see it's dimpled right here, and you want a knife that has very deep dimples. That's what's going to release the food. If you're like, chopping potatoes or carrots, it won't stick to the blade. Again, it's forged, stainless steel, very, very sharp. It stays sharp as long as you hone it. The Dexter forged boning knife, that's great for, taking apart turkeys, taking apart chickens. Slicing beef. That's a very, very razor sharp knife again. But it's delicate. You can, finesse it. You can, use it as a paring knife. I've used that to, cut strawberries and things of that nature. It's a very versatile knife. And lastly, we have an 11-inch slicer. It's scalloped or serrated, whatever you want to say. But you'll notice on a great slicer, it's not going to be too aggressive of a scallop. Some of the serrated knives are really, really, pointy and like they'll tear the food. This is razor sharp and just, very, mildly serrated. That's what's going to really, provide a clean cut. It's not going to tear warm bread. It's not going to crush warm bread. And you want a nice long one. I'd say 11 inches is the minimum. They do go up to 12, 13. That makes it just, 10 times easier for cutting through bagels. If you're doing like a layered cake, you could, slice through the first layer really, really easily. So again, that's a very versatile knife. It's a very well-made knife, forged, stainless. This knife will cost you about like $8 or $10. It's not that much. So yeah, instead of going to Macy's or Walmart, check out your local restaurant supply store. Check it out online, and sort of buy each knife individually when you figure you're going to need it. Always start out with that 8-inch chef's knife. That's the most important. And as you're cooking and as you're using it, you'll say, hey, you know what? I could really go for a scalloped knife. I could really go for a boning knife, But just going out and buying that whole big box set from Macy's, it looks nice, but you're not going to be getting quality, and unfortunately, they're not going to be nice for long. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm always looking to answer questions and share ideas. If you disagree with me, please let me know. I'm always looking, to have a conversation. Maybe I don't have all the answers. So this is, again, the first video. We plan to really get into different equipment that we use, tips, tricks, cooking ideas, recipes, you name it, we're going to do it. If you have any questions, please ask. Any video requests. A little bit about me. I've been in the restaurant industry pretty much my entire life. My family's owned a restaurant. Right now, professionally, I'm not in the restaurant industry. However, I always have that that strive in my belly to cook, and I always I'm looking for new creative ways, new creative recipes to trick the palate, to entice the mind. So I'm looking to have fun with this channel and share my ideas as well as learn yours. So thank you again for watching the first video. Again, please like, please share. We're looking to grow. Thank you very much.